Guys, Woodbite is a website already with an exclamation mark.
Where there's some kind of behavior.
No, that's probably included. Jam-packed weekend.
Maybe.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We really did.
Okay, so respect.
I'm doing the sketches for like the first prototypes, first problem solutions. Like I think we narrowed down our problem, but now we have to come up with an actual feasible solution.
Really happy to be here.
Energized.
I'm excited to see what's to come.
Feeling like super pumped right now.
Let's go to 8. Save it. You know? Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Actually being able to join this program is a great privilege. Thanks.
Come see what we've made on January 20th.
Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our 4th cohort of MEMSI. So my name is Marina Chan. I'm the Director of Strategic Initiatives at the Node, and I'm joined by my co-MC, Wesley Choi, Chief of Staff to the Chairman of Esquel Group, and also MIT alumnus, class of 2000.
Thank you, Marina. It's great to see so many friendly faces and supporters today to witness the students, innovators present their work, their innovative ideas, solutions to real-world problems, and actually, very importantly, the prototypes that they developed over the past 2 weeks of very hard work.
Absolutely. This event is also live streamed, and we're delighted to have NexChange, who is our media partner, to be doing the commentating with some of the teams at the event. Andrew Work at the back. So again, NexChange is a platform for developing innovation ecosystems for the industry. Fantastic.
So why don't we call upon Mr. Brian Yan, the Executive Director of MIT Hong Kong Innovation Notes, to give us the welcome remarks. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Hello? Okay, now it works. Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for coming. I just noticed a beautiful Saturday, and sorry to keep you guys indoor. So this is the 4th cohort that we have here now. This time around, we have 31 students forming 5 companies, and you're going to see some very cool and interesting things. Our MEMSI program, this is like I said, the 4th cohort, and it's been one of the most unique and intense and I think mostly effective 2 weeks program. So these students spent the last 2 weeks pretty much locked up in a prison and and worked and worked and worked. You know, we slaved them over and over, and then they came up with some very interesting projects. Hopefully you guys all like it. And so to kick off the event, we got 2, not just 1, we have 2 distinguished speakers today. We have Marty Schmidt, which is our Provost for MIT. We also have one of our distinguished alumni, John Tsang, followed with some keynote speaking. So, okay, let's welcome Marty. Come on up.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you all for being here. It's really exciting to see the tremendous turnout here. I just want to offer a few remarks. First of all, I want to thank the alumni and friends here who have been instrumental in helping us create the MIT Hong Kong Innovation Node. We really appreciate and value your support. I specifically want to thank Louis for his leadership of the Node Advisory Board as well. Thank you, Louis. And the turnout is tremendous, and we're really appreciative of it. Sometimes folks ask me, why did MIT decide to create the Hong Kong Innovation Node? And the way I would describe it is our president, Raphael Reif, often represents MIT as an institution that really focuses on 3 things. Education, clearly. Second, advanced research. But third, innovation. And an MIT innovation to us means taking all those great ideas and all that great talent on our campus or that we touch and having those ideas translated to impact in the real world. To us, that's what defines innovation. And we see what's occurring in Hong Kong and the Pearl River Delta as a real powerful enabler of innovation. And so having a physical presence here, connecting to this region through the generous support of our alumni and friends is really an important representation of that third critical leg of MIT, namely innovation. So the mission of this node is really to provide rich educational experiences for MIT students, but also the other students on these teams here from Hong Kong. We hope that in being here, we can help foster and champion innovation in Hong Kong and the Pearl River Delta, and hopefully bring some of what we know to work well in our campus to this region, and vice versa, to learn what's working here and bring that back to MIT. In that regard, we will, in November of this year, MIT will host a two-day summit in China, in Beijing, in November. And it's really an opportunity for us to bring to Beijing some examples of things that are going on at MIT, and I fully expect and believe that we'll be able to also highlight the tremendous success of the Hong Kong Innovation Node in that China Summit in Beijing, and I look forward to that. I also want to thank Charlie Sedini, Professor Sedini from MIT, who is serving as a faculty director of the node. Charlie maybe made the wrong decision as a senior faculty member in my department to hire a young professor named Martin Schmidt. And so since Charlie offered me a job back in 1988, I thought I'd reciprocate by offering him the important job of getting this Hong Kong node off the ground and making it happen, and I'm deeply appreciative of everything Charlie's done. Finally, let me just say, at MIT, the faculty and staff, we all look to the students to learn, and so I think that's really what compelled me to fly over here to see today, is I'm really looking to learn from the students that participated in this two-week program, and I'm excited to look forward to it. So with that, thank you all, welcome, and let's enjoy the day.
Thank you very much, Marty. Now may we invite distinguished MIT alumnus John Tsang to take the stage.
Good afternoon. I'm John Tsang. First of all, I would like to welcome everyone, that it is everyone who is physically present here today, as well as all of you who are watching this event enroll online. Welcome to MEMSI 4, organized by the MIT Innovation Node in Hong Kong, in collaboration with the Martin Trust Center for MIT Entrepreneurship, China-MISTI, MIT Project, Manus, and MIT Innovation Initiative. My job today is to provide you with some background information about this exciting project. First of all, the Innovation Node. The Innovation Node is a unique setup that exists nowhere else in the world. It serves to connect the MIT community to the resources and opportunities that can only be found here in Hong Kong. The growing presence and reputation of the special institution that we have here in the Pearl River Delta serves to energize students, faculty members, alumni, and interested parties in commercializing the innovative efforts in this bustling region's startup ecosystem. The Innovation Node is located just next door in the Productivity Center that is right next to Festival Walk and across the street from City University. It's very convenient to get to by train, by bus, by car, so come check us out when you are next in the neighborhood. And meanwhile, you may wish to take a look at our website. Then, so what is MEMSI? For those of you who are not familiar with this fascinating program that bears the typical MIT acronym, it stands for MIT Entrepreneurship and Maker Skills Integrator. And this long name sort of explains itself and what the program seeks to achieve. Our objectives seek to empower our participating students through the provision of an immersive environment that is complete with a well-equipped makerspace that is rare among facilities here in Hong Kong. We have available also a full complement of entrepreneurs, mentors, faculty members, and investors who are excited about connecting with young talents, who are nurturing the entrepreneurial mindset and harvesting the power of interdisciplinary collaboration to solve problems in real-life situations. In the process of working in collaborative teams with members coming from different cultures and different disciplines, the students would experience new ways of problem solving and prototype making while developing commercially viable business plans for the innovations that are relevant to the users and the community in which they reside. Twice every year, some 30 students, I understand 31 this year, a diverse cohort coming from a host of different disciplines, half from MIT and half from the 8 UGC-funded universities in Hong Kong. They would come together in small groups. They would brainstorm and transform their innovative ideas from concept to prototype within a period of 2 weeks. They would employ the tools in a makerspace facility that is situated in the Innovation Node office in Kowloon Tong to build their proof of concept prototypes. And they would prepare presentations of their big ideas to impress our panel of distinguished judges and a diversified audience coming from different sectors of the community. The students would by this time have had the opportunity of spending 2 days in the Pearl River Delta to gain an insight into the most exciting, innovative ecosystem and manufacturing power base in the world today. So to see what our 5 teams of students or 5 teams of hardware system innovators have been able to put together in this highly compressed time frame, let us return to what we have come here to see today. Thank you very much.
Many thanks, Marty and John, for the wonderful opening remarks. Okay, we'd like to call up Mamma Mia to start setting up. And now we'll first highlight a little bit more about the presentations.
Well, we'll take this moment first to introduce our judges for today. And in no particular order, Ms. Cindy Chow of Alibaba Entrepreneurs Fund, Ms. Alison Chan of New Frontier, Ms. Angie Wei of CDIB Capital Management, Mr. Peter Mock of Hong Kong Science and Technology Park, and last but not least, Mr. John Tsang, former financial secretary, but officially off the control period yesterday, and now crowdsourcing ideas of what he should be doing afterwards. So,
fantastic. Think about the node.
thank you for your time as well.
Thank you. Fantastic. Okay, Mamma Mia, are you guys ready? Great.
Great.
So chances are you know a mom, you have a mom, or you might even someday become a mom. Becoming a new mother is one of the most intense physical and emotional sorry. We'll try that again. So chances are you know a mom, you have a mom, or you might even someday become a mom. Becoming a new mother is one of the most intense physical and emotional transformations a woman can go through in her life. While it can be experienced with intense joy and happiness, certain parts of it can be really difficult as well. New mothers report high levels of physical exhaustion, physical stress, and a lot of anxiety that they're not doing everything in their power to be the best mother possible. One of the biggest difficulties that moms experience in this space is managing the breastfeeding process. The CDC and the World Health Organization recommend that new mothers breastfeed their infants up to 1 year of age. But due to the multiple difficulties associated with doing so, many moms only do so for 2 to 3 months. This can be even more difficult when a woman returns from maternity leave back to the workplace, where she's no longer with her baby and needs to express milk using a device called the breast pump, pictured here. This can be tough in the office, where it's hard to get a private space to pump in, or you're stressed out with work and unable to relax and pump properly. And in addition, a mother needs to keep to a regimented schedule of pumping 2 to 3 times while she's at the office for a session that lasts from 30 to 45 minutes. All in all, resulting in 7 hours a day in which she's either breastfeeding or pumping to feed her infant. One of the biggest problems that came across in all the moms that we spoke to over the last few weeks was the issue of clogged milk ducts. This is when there's a clog or blockage in the milk duct that transfers milk from the mother to the baby, and it can result in significantly less milk output. This can be super stressful for new moms, as now the amount of milk they're producing has decreased and their baby isn't getting as much nutrients as possible. In fact, one of the moms we spoke to detailed her experience with this problem. She experienced clogged ducts time after time during the few months that she was breastfeeding, and it affected her so deeply that even she had to stop breastfeeding early, and even then, she now still experiences feelings of extreme sadness and guilt in herself that she wasn't able to do what she biologically thought she would absolutely be able to do for her baby. She's now expecting her second child and has still internalized this fear of inadequacy in herself and a loss of confidence. So we spoke to Dr. Hannah Lim, a physician who has children of her own, to discuss what are the solutions in this space that physicians and breastfeeding organizations recommend moms to use to combat this issue. Her answer was surprising. She herself expressed that there are no good solutions in this space, and that they're either something that require moms to manually do on their own, like apply heat packs or hot towels, or some more creative ones that we would not have thought about, such as applying an electric toothbrush to yourself to loosen up any clogged milk ducts. But by far, these solutions are inconvenient for mothers and are not getting the job done.
So with all of these techniques that moms have been using to help them prepare for their pumping session, it makes us wonder why there isn't a more convenient, more effective way to prepare themselves for the pumping. And that's what led us to develop the Mamma Mia Smart Hands-Free Pumping Bra. Our Smart Hands-Free Pumping Bra provides 3 main benefits. Number 1, it enhances comfort for moms during their pumping session through warmth. Number 2, it helps stimulate milk flow through vibration. And number 3, it helps moms track and schedule their pumping sessions over time. We incorporated a variety of technologies within this singular pumping bra. And these technologies are a variety of vibration motors, batteries, and conductive textiles, which provide vibration and warmth during their pumping session. So let me show you how this works through a normal mother's routine. So when it's time to pump, the application on our phone, or the Mamma Mia application on her phone, will notify the mother to find a secluded location to start her pumping session. She will first undo her nursing bra and then put over her pumping bra in order to attach the pumps that she'll be using later on. Via an app on her phone, she will then turn on the warming function of her bra in order to provide comfort and to increase blood circulation in preparation for the pumping session, while assembling the pumps that she'll also be using. Once these pumps are attached, she will then turn on the vibration aspect of her pumping bra, which will help stimulate milk flow as she pumps. As all of this is happening, she's also tracking her pumping session through our analytics platform. And the more she pumps over time, the more she's able to see improvements and to understand her pumping pattern like in a deeper way. So when you compare our product to the techniques and products out there, you can realize that we actually provide an integrated solution. What techniques such as using a mechanical toothbrush and hot towel to prepare themselves are all integrated within this singular pumping bra. Particularly the aspects of vibration and warmth are put into this pumping bra in a hands-free experience. So I'm going to pass the mic to Catherine, who will talk about the business side of our pumping bra.
All right, so the Mamma Mia pumping bra is a consumer health device that comes with 2 washable covers and retails for $189 US. Moms can purchase additional covers for $29 for a pack of 2. And additionally, they can subscribe to our tracking and analytics feature for $199 a month. Our initial target market is the United States, where each year 4 million women give birth. Additionally, breastfeeding is a $1.4 billion market in the world and is growing at a rate of 10% every year, according to Global Market Insights. We plan to spend the first year prototyping and working closely with our customers, moms, to develop features specifically tailored to their needs. In parallel, we plan to protect our IP by filing a patent, and according to our projections, we will reach 1 million units sold in year 4, and reach a $44 million business by year 5. We've already partnered with La Leche League, which is a breastfeeding organization for advocacy, and we plan on talking to more mother bloggers or breastfeeding groups to gain more insights into our users and to create credibility and build awareness. Through Google Ads, digital marketing, and word of mouth, we hope to spread the word and increase our overall market, and plan on selling directly online through e-retailers and through physical stores.
Through Mamma Mia, we want to give new mothers back the confidence that they've always had to be the best mothers they can possibly be. We want to restore mothers' mental and emotional health and have them focus on their physical health as well. We're Team Mamma Mia, and together we represent expertise in textile engineering, mechanical engineering, computer science, architecture, and have scaled healthcare startups globally amongst ourselves. We are so excited to be solving this problem, and I'd like to welcome the rest of our team upstage for Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Mamma Mia. Now we'll move on to the Q&A from the judging panel. We'll spend about 5 minutes with questions from the judges.
Hi, quick question on the prototype. So does it work with all brands of electronic pumps, or you don't include the electronic pumps, right?
Yeah, actually, thank you for the question. Actually, it does work with the double electric, all the double electric pumping devices in the market. It works with all different brands. All different brands. But for the double electric, and also, actually, if you want to apply a single electric, you can also do that too.
So just on the battery, how long does it last? Or is it you plug in, or you use batteries to power it?
Right. So in terms of power, we use a rechargeable battery. It is designed to be removable. So unlike iPhones, you can swap it out every other day to have long running hours. So the battery itself, the design capacity is we aim to have 2 days. That's in total 8 sections of pumping, right, in one go. So if you have 2 days, you can charge every 2 days, and you can swap, so you don't have to discontinue using it to charge it.
Do you have any market study in Asian market?
Well, so we planned on focusing on the US market first, just because we seem to understand it more culturally, and because it's only it's more individualistic, so we seemed it's easier for the mother to implement more electronics in the beginning, but we think this is something that can help mothers all over the world, so we are planning to expand, just focusing on the US first.
Yes, I think that's a very good question, in the sense that there's a lot of newborn babies in China, and the milk powder is not that safe. Okay, there's great market opportunities. I understand you're also using the app to gather data, right? So I mean, apart from using for the single mother, right? Will you gather? I mean, as a group of users get bigger and bigger, right? Are there any potential use for this big data analytics?
Right. So in terms of app and community at large, we are going to have built a large community of not just men. We will also do something it's more like a community Let me first talk about the community part of the story, and then we'll go for the data bit. For community, we want to establish a trusted online community for mothers to share their thoughts on breastfeeding and parenting at large. We also do a lot of content marketing, so that's like blogging and all that. We also plan to have an app store kind of ecosystem so that we can like upsell additional add-ons, be it hardware or software, so that we can increase the kind of login for our ecosystem. In terms of data, we actually right now we are collecting the amount of time that they are milking. We are also trying to collect the amount of milk that they are collecting. That will be something that is done manually initially. These are very, very useful because they provide suggestion or coaching to parents. This is exactly what we are aiming to do in our app. Thank you for the question again.
Thank you for the, oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I think in terms of data collecting, we're definitely going to utilize this data that we collected from our app, and then we'll, in the future, we'll definitely try to try to generate some data like from this the pumping moms pumping pattern, and then try to benefit the new moms in our future research product.
We'll take one last question from John.
Thank you very much for the useful information. And I think the Q&A further clarifies some of the points. I cannot claim to be an expert on breastfeeding, so I might show my ignorance in asking this question. When you use that the breastfeeding bra, do you have to take off all your clothes? How would you do that?
So breastfeeding moms actually wear a special nursing bra, and it's easy to like open from the top and clip down. So you don't have to take off all your clothes. You can just like open up the bra, and then this is like easily put on just with the zipper from the back. But you have to like put up your shirt or something. Yeah, but you don't have to take everything off.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Team Mamma Mia. Okay, next up, we've got Team Food Bite. Please come up on the stage.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ishwar, and this is Neethi, and we're from Team Food Bite. So 3 weeks ago, I was walking back home from campus in Cambridge, and I stopped by at a salad bar and decided to pick up some salad. And like most food portions in the United States, it was very large. Like this, I couldn't finish a huge bowl of salad, so I decided to put the rest of it inside my refrigerator. I told myself I'll eat it tomorrow night for dinner. 4 days passed, and I hadn't eaten it, but I opened my fridge that night and saw that I had salad left still, and decided that I can have it for dinner. So I opened it, and this is what I found. Spoilage. I found a gross and grotesque combobulation that was once my leafy green salad. But this salad isn't alone. As a millennial, 30% of my fridge is likely to spoil, according to statistics. Immediately after finding that salad, I tossed it in the trash, and I felt an emotion that we've all shared. I felt bad for the food that I wasted, for the money that was wasted in buying that salad, and the time that I wasted. In our user research, we found that we're not alone in feeling this. Many millennials are wasting food. They're feeling bad about it, and they're forgetting what they have. And ultimately, they're not tracking the food that they have. So this is why we built Tag It. Tag It is a simple, smart countertop timer that reminds busy young professionals about food before it spoils. So what is Tag It? Tag It can be broken up into 3 components. The first is a gorgeous and sleek countertop dock that sits next to your fridge. The second is reusable smart tags that you can use to track your food. The third is a phone application that lets you keep track of what you have. So if I had Tag It, what could I have done? First, I would have taken one of the reusable smart tags out of the dock. This one is color-coded as yellow. I would place it into the dial and turn it to 2 days. The dock would recognize the individually identifiable tags and set it to be reminded for 2 days. And the phone application, it notifies me that the yellow tag is now being tracked. And it will remind me in 2 days. 2 days later, I get a notification saying, it's dinner time, eat me. Now, when I do eat it, I simply take it off of the salad and put it back in the dock. And the application knows immediately that it's been consumed. Now, beyond just tracking individual food items, we also track the food consumption of the individual. We provide notifications to let them know how they've been doing on a month-to-month basis. And in this example, after saving 20 items, I received a Food Ninja badge to encourage me to continue. So ultimately, we developed Tag It because we felt this pain of wasting food and not being able to track what we have. We built Tag It to be as simple as a kitchen timer, but have the smarts of a smart fridge. To bring it to market to homes like yours, here's Neeti to talk about the more details.
There are about 11.6 million young, college-educated working professionals in the US, and that's our target market. More specifically, we want to target the 3.6 million of them who cook less than 3 times a week. Food waste is really bad on their wallets, too. They spend about $640 worth of food that's going to just be simply thrown away. Current solutions out there does not adequately meet the needs of our target segment. Take the smart fridge, for example. It costs upwards of $5,000, and it has additional features such as video and entertainment that are more suited to large families. The fridge cam, which is cheaper, manually asks the user to scan their barcode to track inventory, something that our young, busy professional does not have time for. Tag It, with a price point of $39.99, provides the most value for our users while allowing them to easily tag the things that they care about tagging, like leftovers and takeouts. In terms of our go-to-market strategy, we want to create a lot of initial momentum using our holiday season launch as a great starting platform. We want to send targeted ads on Instagram and Facebook to create early adoption. Our initial markets are Boston and Bay Area, where there's a large concentration of millennials. And we want to use our strong network there to get some word-of-mouth advertising and marketing for us. After that, as we expand to other cities, we plan to go to places where millennials shop for food, like farmers markets, and end the year with having a retail presence in stores like Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, where our millennials tend to shop. In terms of our product portfolio, we'll have multiple product launches, having different types of targets, including a voice-based subscription. We will have our recurring revenue streams using tag replenishment subscriptions, as well as our smart analytics app platform to continue to get recurring revenue streams. Later on in the years, we will add another revenue stream through affiliate marketing with meal and food delivery services before planning international expansion. Our financial projections reflect this roadmap. As you can see, we have a high initial investment in R&D and marketing, but we expect to have strong growth driven by our recurring revenue streams and end year 5 with about 15 million in net income and about 48 million in total revenue. We are FoodBite, and we are trying to reduce food wastage one fridge at a time. And
next time, don't waste it. Just tag it.
We like to... Thank you. We'd like to invite our team onto the stage for Q&A.
Thank you, Team FoodBite. Great, now we'll open to Q&A from the judges.
Is that wireless?
Yes, this is wireless. So it connects to your phone, and this is a charging dock underneath it to charge it, but it connects wirelessly to your phone via Bluetooth.
So you don't need to charge it.
Our current design is for plugging it into the wall outlet, but in a future iteration, we're creating a wireless module, which would cost a little bit more, but allow users to place it wherever they want.
Okay, thank you.
So what do you expect the cost for, of this gadget? And
Angelica, do you want to take this one?
So just to clarify, are you saying the cost of production?
Yes, cost of production.
Through our calculations and through our primary research, we found that it would generally cost around $10 for production per unit.
So how many tags do you have on this target?
Jason, do you want to take this one?
So we essentially provide 5 unique tags, which are in different colors, bright colors. And for every time users who need to tag something, they attach it, maybe according to the color they want. For example, yellow for curry, and it's very intuitive. And you attach it to the food, and maybe a few days later, you will be reminded that, oh, you need to get the yellow thing. And you go to the fridge, open the fridge, just spot that bright yellow color, and then you will consume it before it spoils. Yeah.
I have 2 opinions to share. I think 5 is a little too less for me.
Oh.
We don't have only 5 kind of foods in our refrigerators, right?
Because we're trying to keep 5 because it's a manageable number. We're not trying to let you to manually input all the names of your food, because you basically keep 5 items in your mind, and then you'll be reminded, and you will have an idea of what food and what color it is.
And my second opinion is that the question to me is that I'm not quite sure how many times the food will expire. So how do I time it in the first place?
Yeah, so think of it as the most common use case for our millennials is for like leftovers and takeouts. So they basically want to be reminded to eat it soon. So basically like 3 days or 4 days, that's kind of what we expect. So it's less about how long things might take to spoil and more about a reminder to make sure you eat it before it spoils.
And to add on really quickly about the first question, we're starting with 5 because, like she said, we're trying to target the leftover and takeouts, which our millennials usually only have a few of at a time. But of course, you can have multiple of a color with different numbers, for example. So we will sell expansion decks, which allow users who want to track more things to add on more tags for each color.
So how long, every time when I charge it, how long would it last? Because if I forgot my food, then I probably forgot to charge this thing.
Yeah. Alex, you want to take this one?
Just to be clear, the dock itself is meant to be plugged in. The cards themselves, the tags, are actually completely passive devices. They don't need to, there's nothing that needs in them that needs to be charged. They're simply a visual aid.
I saw on your previous slides about the subscription, there is like premium model and so on. Can you expand a little bit about that? Because I don't see, I want to understand what added value you can provide to the user.
Yeah, so there are 2 kinds of subscriptions that we have. One is just a tag replenishment subscription. So say you want to store more items, or you sometimes might end up like throwing away the food with the tag. So we have those subscriptions which will give you like automatic replenishments of the tags at a discounted price. The other big subscription is the software subscription. So there's where we have a lot of smart analytics on your food and consumption habits and help you become like better. We'll give you smart recommendations of say what recipes can you make out of the things that you tracked. And just more smart reminders to make sure that, oh, you usually tend to forget about this at this time, so we'll remind you at this time. So our software subscription is very driven by our data analytics and machine learning platform, and so that's kind of the value add that we aim to provide.
Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. So that wraps up our Q&A from the judges. Thank you so much, Team Food Bite. Okay, now we welcome the next team, Screenager Systems, on stage with their product, the Qual Box.
Hi guys, I'm Gloria. How are you guys doing today?
Nice. This is Melinda, and we're from team Screenator Systems, and we are the creators of Qual Box. This is a box that can enhance the quality time you spend with your kids. But to begin with, I would like to introduce you to someone. This is Stella Chan. She is a 36-year-old working professional in a consulting company. She is super busy, but on the other hand, she's also a mom of a lovely 8-year-old girl called Sophie. And this is Sophie. As a mom in Hong Kong, things can be really stressful, and Stella feels like she's simply not doing enough. Every day, she rushes back home just to spend a little bit more time with Sophie, and is so stressed out about making sure that Sophie is going to be successful in the future. In Hong Kong, Stella is not alone. There's around 400,000 people in Hong Kong that shares the same problem. They spend less than 3 hours every day to spend time with their kids. And given that the time is so limited and short, they want to make it more meaningful, more special with their kids. So now Stella feels a little bit guilty. She feels like she's not being a good parent because she wants to know her daughter more, but she's pulled out by her work. She's not able to do that. You might be Stella, and the future you might be Stella, but just now, imagine that you're her, and what do you want from your kid? You want to spend more time with your kid after you go back from work, and the time has to be a quality time, instead of just nagging her about her homework, taking a shower, and so on. And you also want to nurture that sense of independence and self-control inside of her. So now, I would like to introduce you to our product, Qual Box. This is a smart surprise box that can enable you to do all the things I've mentioned above. So now, if I tell you there's a secret gift inside this box, and the box is not locked, and you have to finish a certain amount of tasks to open the box, will you be interested? I assume that most of you will be really curious about what's inside, and it's the same for the kids. Hey, Sophie. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
So now the kid has come back from home, and her task is eat snack, do homework, play piano, and read a book. Sophie, have you finished your homework yet?
Yes.
So now, after she finished one task, she's going to press the button on the box, and her dad is going to get a notification accordingly about the time she finished the homework. And now on the parent's mobile device, they can create lists for the kids to do in advance, and they can check progress and unlock rewards once the kid had finished all 4 tasks. Sophie, how are you finishing tasks? Did you finish everything?
Yeah.
And now Sophie is going to ask her dad to open the box for her.
Unlock the box, please.
And now the box is unlocked. You can seriously put everything inside, from toys, books, or snacks, and even wrap packet like money, although I don't suppose you to do that, but like, yeah. Whatever that motivates your kids to finish all the tasks you're supposed to do. And after that, they're gonna enjoy the moment of excitement with the kid, and they're gonna have a real talk about how's the kid's day. And time passes to nighttime, and you're gonna create a new to-do list for the next day, and the same loop goes on. Throughout this positive reinforcement, kids are able to build good habits of time control and planning everything ahead, while parents can have a peace of mind of the kids are doing what they're supposed to do. In the meanwhile, the quality time that the parents spend with their kids can be greatly enhanced, since now they can have a real dialogue about the kids' day. So now I would like to pass on to Melinda to talk about the business side.
Thanks, Gloria. So we're excited about Qual Box because we believe that this is the best solution in the market. When we looked across what parents were relying on to know what their kids were doing after school and to engage with their children, what we found was that there were a lot of tools that parents might use that were really invasive. Things like a Nest Cam, a home surveillance system, where a child is basically on camera as if they were in prison. On the other end, parents were a little bit hesitant about just trusting what a child says they're doing after school, or perhaps trusting the nanny or a grandparent to be completely honest if a child maybe skips a homework assignment and watches a bit of TV instead. Qual Box balances the transparency that parents want with the fun that kids need, and we wanted to make sure that we were developing something that could cater to both. So in our first year, we're planning on going after parents that are just like Stella. Parents who live in Hong Kong, who have children who are aged 6 to 9, who are working professionals, highly educated, and looking for a new solution to get closer to their children. In the first year, we're starting with a marketing campaign, aggressively going after social media outlets on Facebook, Instagram, as well as communicating with our target market via in-person retail pop-ups, as well as parent days at schools. Also looking at going through major media outlets, given the reading material that our parents are reading on their commute to work. Then we want to nurture these relationships through an email newsletter. Our content marketing push is all about building those relationships with parents and becoming a trusted source of how to get more quality time with your children. Lastly, of course, converting those leads into sales through an e-commerce website. Within the first 3 years, we have big plans beyond just our first iteration of Qual Box. We want to open up a subscription package so we can help give parents ideas about what they can put in the box, as well as creating and releasing new versions of Qual Box with puzzle toy keys, as well as different layers of the Qual Box as well as then branching out into live events that families can attend together that are both educational and fun for children. We expect that across these 3 years, we'll be able to really scale up our profits. While the first year solely focusing on the Hong Kong market, where we estimate about $500,000 in profit, over 3 years as we expand internationally and expand our product portfolio, we're looking at about $17 million US dollars within the first 3 years. We're really excited to bring you a new way for parents to engage with their children and finally find quality time at home. And we invite any questions you have as our team comes up to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Screenager. Over to the judges.
I think it's a very interesting product, which reminds me my psychology 101. Yeah, behaviorism, right? It seems that you're treating the kids like a mouse, right? Whenever they push the lever, and then you give them some food, right? So in the long term, if the parents try to withdraw such mechanism, will it be some drawbacks like the kids doesn't want to do the work any longer? Will it be have you think about this?
I think, first of all, because of the positive reinforcement, and so they will keep building the habit they have. And after a certain period of time, they already have developed the habit. Because one of the aim of this box is to help them to quality time and habit building. So once the habit is developed, we think that parents can just encourage them to do it. Without the box, they can still do the task the parents want them to do.
I think it's an interesting idea, but I'm not sure about the scale. I think just take my grandchildren as an example. You probably need a room because they have other toys. They don't need to open the box and find the toys inside to play. They can play with other things if they don't do the work and they don't need to press the button. So how would you deal with that?
That's a great question. So in our research, as we were speaking with parents, what we heard was that sometimes, even though kids have a lot of toys at their disposal, there's something that they attach to that might cause them to get really upset or feel like that was, the thing that they needed that night. It could be access to a smartphone to message friends. It could be dessert at the end of a long day. So we leave it up to the parents to be pretty flexible on what they put in the box, given that, every child is different. So perhaps we might look into larger sizes of Qual Boxes for your grandchildren. But definitely, I think the variability is important.
Yeah, for my opinion, it's about a kid must have his or her own favorite toy. Just put the favorite toy inside it. It will be sold.
Does the parent set up the math task on their cell phone?
Yeah, of course. In fact, we develop an apps, and parents can change the jobs shown on the screen every time they use the apps, and any time we can get updated.
So you have a panel on the top
yeah,
of the box?
we have. We already developed a good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much would be the cost for this box?
About
130 Hong Kong dollar, the cost.
use the box. Yeah. We're selling it for 550 Hong Kong dollars, 75 US.
I think this is a very interesting idea, and then the thoughtfulness of the parents to decide what to put in can enhance the relationship. But how do you prevent, like it will still be an honor system, right? Because the kid can call the parent and say, I finished my homework, and then you press the button.
Yeah, we thought about that a lot. I think for us, this was the primary purpose of this is to spark conversation between children and their parents. I think right now it's really difficult for parents to know what children are doing. And our hope, like Gloria said earlier, was to make this the centerpiece of conversation at night. So as the parent is planning for the next day, they're able to talk to their children about what they plan to do the next day, and then check in at the end of, I guess the following day. So we think there can be a mix of kind of fun activities as well as the chores that children have to do. So kind of a balance between security system and the honor system.
So what is the age group of the children that you're targeting at?
6 to 9 years old.
Because I saw that you are using Hong Kong as the first market to tap into. But in Hong Kong, children below say 9 years old, they can't stay home alone. So very often they have like nannies or grandparents with them. So wouldn't it be easier for me just to call up the nanny or the grandparent?
Yeah, thanks. That's a great question. And from our research, a recurring theme was that parents really wanted to have a special relation independent of the nanny. So what we're providing is a way for parents to directly interact with their children independent of the nanny. So this way, even if the child nags the nanny has no control over this. But instead, once the parent comes home, they can enjoy the moment of excitement and opening the box together.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, judges. And thank you, Team Screenager with the Qual Box. Okay, next up, we've got Team Evergreen with their product, the Eterno.
I am a memory collector. I live for the moment, and I'm always looking for the next one to capture. Let's take this morning, for example. I went out with my team to get kanji, and we're having a lot of fun just sharing stories and learning from each other's cultures. Until one of our teammates, Uvini, we love her very much, but she interrupted our moment by taking out her smartphone to try to document the process. When it was all said and done, it just didn't feel the same anymore. Earlier today, I saw my teammate Catherine practicing how to pronounce the word millennial with Kitty, and there was a lot of genuine emotions, but I really wanted to capture the moment without interrupting them. Thankfully, I was wearing our product, and I was able to do that without interrupting the moment. Introducing Eterno. Eterno is a smart wearable device that allows our users to capture the moment while staying in the moment at the same time. So how do we do this? We have 3 main features that we distilled by talking to users. First, we separated the controls from the camera device, and this allows our users to effortlessly capture. Second, we have a light indication at the camera, and this lets people know that a picture is being taken. And third, we designed Eterno to be both sleek and elegant, and this allows us to integrate this into our users' everyday fashion. Eterno also comes with an app. This app allows our users to revisit old memories and also sort their memories by categories like location, time, and people. And as our users use our app platform more, we will be able to serve them a more personal experience. Some ideas that we have is potentially to learn about their preference with sharing, so that, let's say, one day you go to Tokyo and you take 2,000 photos, as opposed to going through 2,000 photos and picking out which one to share. We can do that for you and save you a lot of time. Another possibility is to send customized memory packages to the user and send them down memory lane. We can also play back relevant memories and suggest activities based on what they really like to do. Remember how I said Eternal is really effortless to use? Hey, Eagle, can you come up and demonstrate?
Sure. This is the wristband, and good job, guys.
Thank you, Eagle. Sure. So let me come across a little bit about the business model that we are going to have. So the market is really big. So according to a survey in 2017, the total amount spent on wearable item costs up to $30 billion US. And also according to TechCrunch, the total number of body-worn camera is going to increase by 4.5 times in the next 5 years. So that means that people are more willing to wear the camera on themselves. So our target market are US millennial. The reason why we are going to target at them is because they are comfortable with technology. They are also spending time and money in experiences, and they also comfortable in documenting their life and even sharing it. So this is our go-to-market plan. We aim to retail the item at $149 US per item, and we will launch our first product in the coming Christmas with a Kickstarter campaign. So as our target customer are millennial, we are going to reach them through 3 main channels. First of all, we are going to do Facebook and Instagram ads. And secondly, we will hire YouTube and also Instagram influencer in order to start our hashtag Eternal the Moments in order to develop a culture of new way to capture precious moment of your own. And thirdly, we are going to set up pop-up store in busy street in New York City to let our user to experience the product on themselves. So next, this is our 5 years plan. In 2023, we aim to target as gaining a revenue of $50 million US, and there are 2 phases in our product. So in the first phase, we are going to launch free product designs with features of the cameras and also the bracelet. And at the same time, we will collect data from the app and also help to analyze this data to help personalize the experience that our users are having. And then the next stage, with our increased reputation and also more data analytics, we are going to approach business partner and to co-design with them, either like with the lifestyle brands, or we will approach business by helping them to advertise or understand the customer more, because we understand the user habits and also user experience and memories that they really treasure. So this is our team. We have a team with diverse skill set, with software, hardware engineers, and also design and business people. So yesterday we have already launched our landing page. It's a website, and then we also activate our Facebook ad, and just within 1 day and with $25 US, we have already gained 80 clicks and also 2 emails saying that they are interested in our products. So we already have some customer feedback. So if you are also interested and excited about capturing moment in a new and really exciting way, please do come to talk with us. And last but not least, may we invite Eagle to come and show the picture that he has taken on the stage for me. Thank you, Eagle. That's really a once-in-a-lifetime memory for me. Again, may we invite the team here up and have the question. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Evergreen, with the Eternal product. Now over to the judges.
Thank you. It's a very interesting product. I think my friends from the media would love it, particularly those who are working as paparazzi. I think they would really love that. How would you deal with the whole issue of privacy for people?
Yeah,
That's a great question. Oh, okay, great. That's a great question, and definitely a main consideration for us when we built this product. So one of the features on the product itself is an LED light that will turn on when you're capturing either a video or a photo. We heard from our users that was important so that they could capture a moment but not feel like they were getting in the way of someone else's privacy. We do believe in the long term that people's views about this will change. So a recent PwC study showed that the #1 reason people don't wear wearables is actually price and not even privacy. So we expect that will change, but we put that in the future to address that very concern from users.
Interesting. I think apart from the paparazzi, the Hong Kong police will also feel interested, I think. Yeah. Okay, I would like to know a little bit more about the data-driven personalized feature that you mentioned. Can you explain a little bit more to us?
Catherine, do you want to take that?
So a couple of the features that we were thinking about are like, for example, like what Wei-Shen talked about, which is like smart sharing. We believe that like based on your personal, like what you've shared in the past, we can predict what you're going to share in the future. For example, if you really like modes of transportation and that's been done before, then that will be the one that is suggested. Or for example, like since we also gather like location data and like people data, that is like, for example, if it's like your mom's birthday or like you're back in a certain place that you've been before, then we can also like share like custom videos to kind of like bring up a lot of nostalgia for the user. And so various features based on all of the data that we've gathered, especially like emotional data, is what we're really using to drive the personalized features.
I really like the design of the product, but can you share some information about the competitor analysis? How do you differentiate yourself with other wearable devices such as GoPro?
That's a great question. We do believe that design is one of the things that will make us stand out, especially when we eventually partner with brands such as Fossil and Michael Kors. So how it stands out is it's something you can actually wear to a social environment. I don't think many people here could say they could take a GoPro to a dinner, to a nice dinner. It's also comfortable to wear, unlike Snapchat spectacles that are tight on your face, or the Google Clip, which is a big white box that you wouldn't really, again, wear to a nice event.
So in terms of the revenue model, apart from the one-off, the hardware, like is there a subscription tail that goes with it? Or?
So at the moment, we've built our business model just on the unit sort of revenue. What we expect in year 4 to 5 is we can build a almost software service analytics engine for the brands. So they can understand, for example, if you're the head of Michael Kors marketing, where are my customers wearing the smart jewelry branded under Michael Kors and having great moments? So we can provide analytics for them that way and really use the hardware to almost build a software business.
So in that case, can I assume that your streaming is can be streamed in different social media instead of just sharing my photos with people who have the Eternal?
Yeah, so generally, like we were thinking that either the person could like keep it for themselves or they could share it through any means of social media. So what we have like for our application is like integration with like Instagram, like Pinterest, and all these other social media platforms, and to be able to like share it through that and like share their precious moments.
So can you remind me why do you need a wristband?
It's more effortless to take the picture. Because let's imagine, can you hold it for me? Imagine I'm hanging out with my friends. If the button is on the camera, then I actually need to raise up my hand and kind of wave around and press the button. If it's on my wristband, it will be more natural and effortless and kind of an easy move for me. Yeah, like that.
Okay, so maybe you can think about having a ring, which is easier, for girls.
Yeah, that's actually a great question. We considered about that. But because of some design limit, let's say the power consumption, probably the battery size will be huge. And also, there will be some false activation if it's on your ring, because this has more opportunity to be touched by other fingers. So considering all the reasons, we finally decide we will go for a wristband. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Fantastic. Thank you, judges. Okay, let's give it up for Team Eternal. Okay, now may we invite our last team presenting on stage, TrueLink. Now, while we wait for TrueLink to set up, we'd like to make a special thank you to our mentors. So in aggregate, we had 6 mentors mentoring each of these teams. In aggregate, they spent 24 hours of mentoring time working with these students, going through their business plans, learning and understanding about their product and giving their own real life expertise and opinion. So Marcus Leung from Origami Labs, are you here? Thank you, thank you. Okay, Anvil Ng from CWB Tech. Okay, Jeff Chen from Lumos. Fantastic. Sam Lim from Prudential. Fantastic. Okay, is Tim here today? Okay, we also had Tim Lui from Hardizans. Great. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, we'll hand it back to TrueLink.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah, this is Phil, and we're really proud to present TrueLink. When I left for college 5 years ago, I can still remember my mom crying as she left me at my dorm room. She was telling me that things were not going to be the same now that I was away from home. To be honest, I wasn't really listening at the time, and I was excited to embark on a new chapter of my life. But as time went on, I realized that she really had been right, and things were different now. A couple years ago, a friend of mine forwarded me an article that claimed that 93% of the quality time we have with our parents is already spent by the time we graduate high school. And that really made me think. And although I think of home often, due to my busy schedule, I'm not able to call as much as I would like.
And I actually had a really similar experience. When I was going off to college, I promised my mom, I'm gonna call home every night. Why are you guys laughing? You didn't think I called her? But initially I did. Every night before I went to sleep, I would go home and talk to her for 20 minutes. But as I got busier, that 20 minutes became 10, and then became 5. And before you know it, it just became this infrequent check-in I would do just so my mom wouldn't freak out. Which kind of illustrates my problem. So while my mom told me she's really happy that I'm even making the effort to reach out, there's still something missing. And ultimately, I figured out that there was this disconnect between us because, frankly, I was too busy to make the effort and the time to really, truly build that connection.
And that brings up one of our favorite quotes from the primary market research we did, which says that, "I wish my mom knew how much I really did think about her." And this really highlights the irony that we live in today, which is that although new technologies exist for communication, people still don't feel true connection. Existing solutions, including texting and calling, we found that there is a trade-off between intimacy and convenience. On the one hand, you have texting, which is very quick, but feels impersonal. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have FaceTime, which feels intimate, but is time-consuming and difficult to schedule. What we hope to do is create a product that allows people to link together in a way that is both simple and emotional.
And so when coming up with the solution, we had 3 core principles. We want it to be easy to use for both you and your mom. We want it to be able to convey the intent and emotion you feel when you send that emotion. And third, we want the connection to be truly intimate, unique, and exclusive to you and your loved one. And with that in mind, today, I am really excited to show you the culmination of all our hard work, the TrueLink Beacon, a paired home device that allows you to connect with your loved ones even when they're worlds away. And today we're going to walk you through a really quick demo of how it would work. So setting up the app is really, really easy. You just simply download and sign up an account. And since you buy the devices in pairs, you can sync your device as well as your mom's device and send the appropriate information so that when she finally gets the device, she can pull it out, plug it in, and it'd work just like that. And to show you how this ecosystem would work live, I'm going to have Hannah give you a live demo.
Great. So I actually have the app on my phone. And okay, so imagine that you're out at dinner with your friends Friday night, and the dish that you order reminds you a lot of the pot roast that your mom used to make at home. This gets you starting to think about her, but since you're at dinner, you know you can't give her a call. But what you can do is open up our app, which is already paired to her device, and with a simple swipe, sorry, that took a while. With a simple swipe, your mom's beacon, wherever it may be, all the way across the world in her room, will light up and begin breathing with this very warm glow. Whether or not your mom is actually at home, the beacon will continue to glow in this fashion until she comes home, sees it, and acknowledges it with a simple one-hand tap, at which point the light will stop changing. Now imagine that later, your mom is also thinking of you. Perhaps she was listening to some music that reminded her of you, or she was cooking a dish that you love. She can send love back to you, and our connection works both ways. With a simple two-hand touch, your mom can actually light up your beacon. Thank you. In addition, the signal is also sent to your app, which you can see in the log. So we hope that although the interface is simple, our product allows people to create a link that is truly exclusive and emotional.
So we were really excited to get this app, get this whole ecosystem in the hands of our users. But we realized one key thing, that one of the main problems is still scheduling. So for example, sometimes I see on my phone, I get a voicemail from a missed call from my mom, and I get something along the lines of, 乖仔，唔想麻煩你食咗飯未啊? Which, for you non-Cantonese speakers, translates to, hey, I don't really want to be annoying, but have you eaten today? And that illustrates a missed opportunity. Because on one hand, being a young professional, my free time spent going out with my friends, exploring the cities. On the other hand, my mom, constantly worries, but doesn't want to feel like she's imposing on my life by making a phone call. And so we really invested hard in intelligent notifications so that it takes into account your calendar as well as your activity in the app to figure out the most appropriate time to arrange a time so you can call your mom. So instead of setting that obligatory weekly routine, you get a nice little notification that nudges you, hey, your mom's thinking about you, you're free at home, why don't you give her a call? And so this feature is actually just one of many other features such as voice messaging and personalized lighting that we're going to wrap up in our monthly premium subscription model that's going to roll out with every purchase of a paired device. And we're actually going to offer every purchaser 30 days free trial because we're convinced after 30 days of using this, your mom's not going to want to give it up. So that's really the solution that we have in mind. But in order to make it a reality, we need a plan of attack, a plan of action. So we're going to go through the traditional marketing channels like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, really any social media that young professionals will frequent. But we're also relying on an organic viral loop. We're hoping that putting this in the hands of some moms in your network, you'd eventually get a phone call from your mom saying, hey, it's Mother's Day. I heard Phil's mom got a really cool gift. What are you thinking? And then we'll continue with the expansion in select cities, a lot of young professionals, then the rest of the United States, and then to Europe.
In addition to this marketing strategy, we also have done research into US spending in small luxury home tech devices, specifically the Bose Bluetooth speaker. In 2017, Bose sold approximately 500,000 of these units priced at between $99 and $199 US per unit. Our product, priced at $149 for the pair of beacons, is expected to sell around 500,000 units in year 5, generating a predicted revenue of $150 million US. In order to spur this growth, we have plans to expand both product and market. We'll begin by targeting the parent-child relationship, but we will position ourselves in a way to also target other generations in the family, for example, the grandparent-grandchild relationship. We'll also expand into long-distance relationships and business traveling. In our 3rd year, we will integrate with smart homes.
But numbers and logistics aside, this is a problem that we're really, really passionate about solving. And we're really excited for you to join us on our journey to make this solution a reality. And from our team, our family, if you take nothing else away from this relationship, we hope that you give your mom a call because she loves you, she's worrying about you, and it really means a lot to her. Thank you.
Thank you, Truling. Now let's start the Q&A from the judges.
It actually looks quite cool. But I wonder whether you have talked to any of the potential users, I mean the mom, right? But if I were a mom, I would think that, why don't you pick up the phone and give me a call rather than turn on the light bulb? Have you talked to a mom?
Yeah, so we actually have talked to a lot of moms. We actually interviewed each other's moms to see like, oh, why didn't you just pick up the phone like you're saying? And it seems like a lot of young, busy professionals, their moms know that a lot of times you're just like at a busy event or something like that, and you can't really have the time for a 10, 20-minute phone call. And they don't want to impose on your life. They want to give you that freedom. But at the same time, they want to feel connected. So in order to kind of balance those two sides, we felt that this kind of non-intrusive way of communicating that I'm thinking about you and I love you kind of was the best way to not have to be intrusive in your child's life. Well, I don't think we have a choice. We have to listen to the market, right?
As a young professional, do you think this product will makes you call your mom less? Because you think that you show your care about her through the app, and then you just give yourself a good reason not to call her?
So that's a great question. We thought about that. The way we framed it was this won't replace your current communication with your parents, but rather complement it. So a lot of the young professionals we spoke to have kind of developed a routine of maybe calling once a week or FaceTiming once a week. And we picture this as, in addition to that once a week call, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, just a gentle kind of signal that they're thinking of each other.
So for this device, is it like a one-to-one relationship? Can I do multi? And then the second idea for you is maybe you can have a premium subscription where I can send my bundle of love to my mom with a premium subscription that you will call her directly like every day without me doing anything.
Actually, you've hit the nail right on the head. So we have incorporated it in our premium subscription, which does, hit you with the nudge, get you to call your parents more. But I don't know about forcing kids to call home every day. I don't think that would blow over too well. But yes, this is what we're thinking about for our premium subscription, the whole multi-user, multi-device aspect. Thanks.
I quite agree with Peter. I don't know whether it is really that touching for a mom to see the light bulb, lighting up. But have you thought about, whether, I don't know whether it is possible, but I'm sure it is, to have messages, when you light up the light bulb, then you have some very simple messages being pop out.
Yeah, exactly. So that's also one of our premium subscription offerings. The kind of a simple voice message, just be like, "Hey, I just ate dinner and you're something that reminded me of you." Yeah. So in addition to the voice messaging and the multiple devices are all kind of features that are wrapped up in our premium subscription, which is what we offer initially to all the customers before asking for the monthly payment.
Actually, I quite like the simplicity of it because I think it's a nice, balanced solution in a way. You're not intrusive, and sometimes you really have nothing to say, but you really, but you really have to make an indication of that. So I think it's quite nice, and I like the suggestion that maybe sometimes if you don't talk, you can have a simple message that you can convey. I think that would be quite nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Team TrueLink. Okay, during this time, we're going to bring the judges over to a deliberation room to discuss the results with Elaine Chen. So we'd like to take this opportunity to now engage the audience with an audience vote. So when you came in to register and picked up your name badges, you may have received a small token that looks like this. Does everyone have one? So this little token was actually made at the MIT Innovation Node in our machine shop. It was laser cutted by our TA, Kate Wayshar. Thank you so much, Kate. So can anyone guess how long it took to make 200 of these? 10 minutes?
Approximately an hour and a half.
Approximately an hour and a half. That also shows you the speed at which we can prototype and make things.
And when we do this, where do we make this? Where did you make this? You have to go somewhere like industrial grade or?
We did it right in the node. We have a laser cutter right there. So I just walked over from where I was working and cut everything out.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kate. So what we'll do is we will have 5 boxes, each representing one of the teams. These boxes will be placed at this table on stage. We would ask everyone from the audience with a token to please place their token into one of these 5 boxes that would represent your vote in terms of which team you like the most. And after this, your vote counts, and so we will also have an audience prize.
And in case you forget which team presented what ideas, you can go to the back. We shall have the teams at the booth, and you can ask more additional questions about the products before you make the decision.
Great, thank you, Wesley. So we would love everyone to be back here in their seats in 15 minutes. And in that meantime, please place your vote in one of the boxes and help yourself to some light beverages at the back as well.
Screenager. Yeah. Can I put my phone right now? Sure.
All right, you good? All right. I breathed my coffee all over you. So, hello, we're good to go? Hi, I'm Andrew Work from NexChange. We have seen the final team at the MEMSI program right here in Hong Kong at the MIT Hong Kong Innovation Node. TrueLink is the team with their technology to connect people. Guys, great presentation. Judges had a lot of questions for you, and what we're wondering is, you guys talk about rolling out new features to improve the product, more ways for people to connect. What products would you add next, and how would you inform that process of deciding what you are going to add next?
Well, to answer the second part first, because I think it really illustrates how we're going to do the first part, it's really about kind of what the users want. So a lot of market research, a lot of figuring out, what is kind of the core fundamental need they want. And from what we've seen, the lighting to encode different messages, being able to hear your child's voice is going to be really, really important. That's something we're really excited about.
Okay, sounds good. As you talk about building more and more features and you start to look a little bit more like an Alexa or other things that people have in their homes to communicate, what's to stop those guys from back engineering into your concept or your process?
Yeah, so I think up front the technology looks simple. It looks like any company with infrastructure can copy it, but I think there's a couple things. The first is that I think there's just such a focus on building that connection, that emotion. I think that'll get us a lot of brand loyalty, especially being the first ones to really approach this problem. The second is that we're really confident in our team to build out this intelligent notification feature to handle the smart scheduling. Taking in the appropriate context to nudge you, hey, maybe it's a good time to call your mom and things like that. So
yeah, no matter how much I call my mom, every time it's like, why haven't you called? It's never enough. That's fantastic. Or maybe get some IP lawyers to slap down some protection on that, so they have to come and pay you for that idea, right? Last question. You guys got to see all the teams. Nobody else did. What do you think your chances?
Ooh, I mean, competition looks really good. Just keeping our fingers crossed. Hope we win. I think we can.
All right, well, we're going to go back to the live stream. Thank you very much, guys. This is TrueLink. They got a great idea, the last team competing today at the MEMSI January 2018 program right here in Hong Kong. I'm Andrew Work from NexChange. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Wasn't that amusing? I know. Everything works? Everything.
Hi, we're live at MEMSI, January 2018 in Hong Kong, and I'm here with Dr. Feng, one of the founders of the legendary Hong Kong trading house Li and Feng, global giant. Dr. Feng, you've seen hundreds, maybe thousands of product ideas come to fruition, maybe 10 or 20 times that fail. You've seen 5 projects presented today. What did you think of the quality of the products that you saw from the students from MIT and from Hong Kong?
This is really amazing. You know, I've actually been to a lot of these. What we have done in Hong Kong by the MIT Innovation Node in Hong Kong is the whole idea of bringing young people with ideas in the whole innovation space together. What I like about it is the fact that it's going across culture, across continents, and what has really struck me is this is all done within a 2-week period. I can see something like this being produced over a period of time, but these young people have gotten together completely unknown to each other and then producing a result like this in a short period of time. It's really rapid prototyping.
Okay. Could you see them getting $1 million from a cohort of angel investors to go to the next stage with these products?
I would say eventually, step by step.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, there you have it from Dr. Feng of Li and Feng. You are live at the MEMSI event in Hong Kong. Thank you very much, Dr. Feng. All right,
Thank you,
cheers.
Andrew. Bye.
Okay. Hi, we're live at the MEMSI program in Hong Kong for January 2018. I am right now live talking to Marcus Leung Shea. He's with Origami Labs of Hong Kong, famous for their ring-wearing device that turns your hand into a smartphone. This man knows technology, he knows product innovation. Marcus, you've seen 5 teams present their ideas here today, present their prototypes, present their business models. What did you think? Who impressed you?
Right. Well, I'd mentored 2 of the teams, so I'll try to be as unbiased as I can. But overall, I think that the teams did such a great job in 2 weeks pulling their thoughts together. I really thought that, you know, hardware is hard. One of the teams that impressed me was the camera, the wearable camera. Yeah. Because I know that actually going into the last stretch, that wasn't what their target was. Right. And they pivoted really well. They pulled together as a team and they executed on a really good prototype and they had a good plan. So I like that they were able to sort of resolve a lot of unanswered questions quickly and move forward. Okay. I do like, personally, I think the team doing the interpersonal connection did a great job. TrueLink. Yeah. I think what they've done is not complicated. But they were confident enough to stand behind that because they had a lot of thought, a lot of discipline and principle that led the product. And I think it takes a strong, courageous and thoughtful team to put out something that isn't hyper complex but meets a very specific need. So my money's on them.
All right, sounds good. Well, we've got a pick there from Marcus Leung Shea from Origami Labs. Marcus, thank you very much for coming and talking to us at the MEMSI program. I'm Andrew Work for NexChange. We're live. Hi, we're live at the MEMSI program in Hong Kong for the January 2018 iteration where students from Hong Kong and from MIT come together. They got 2 weeks to put together a prototype, a business plan, and pitch. And I am here with none other than Marty, Schmidt, the Provost of MIT. That makes you kind of the boss of a whole bunch of geniuses, in a way. I'm stretching it, but in a way. And you've seen a lot of these kind of programs because, of course, MIT, not only delivers people who are theoretical geniuses, but practical geniuses, and they also help to bring the business in. You've seen a few of these. What did you think of the quality of what you saw today?
Well, I thought it was terrific. I mean, what's really, what's different about this program is, we're bringing together multicultural teams, and so for them to come together to sort of understand what they want to do together, try and think about what region of the world they want to deploy in. I'm very impressed with what we saw today.
Okay, that's cool. And I mean, you've seen programs, you've seen the MEMSI program, a couple of iterations, you've seen similar programs that have been run out of MIT. Have you seen some of them come to fruition? And based on that, can you maybe comment on where you see these teams going with these ideas?
Well, what it's all about is I like to think of it, it's all about the pivots. Yeah. So, these are students that are motivated to solve an important problem. And sometimes the solutions they're using have to evolve and change. Sometimes the solution they come up with is a great solution, but for a different problem, and they pivot to that problem. So it's always interesting to watch how you get something that starts out as a germination of an idea in a program like this and evolves into something that will likely be completely different. But what they're learning here, the skills they develop here, the bonds and friendships they create here, and the knowledge that they gain all translate to opportunities downstream.
Absolutely, and who knows, maybe some of these products will become something absolutely huge, and you and I can say we were there.
Exactly.
When they launch. Hey, because you're the Provost, I'm going to give you a chance to just say something about how these fit in with the broader mission of MIT and everything that you do. Do you want to just give us a couple of words on that?
Sure, it's something I tried to say earlier, which is that, as an institution, we tend to think of ourselves as an enterprise that does education, that does research, and does innovation. And innovation to us means taking the ideas that come out of our campus and putting them out and having them have impact in the world. Yeah. And so programs like this are really instrumental to arm not only the students with the knowledge to how to do that, but also to get them on that journey. So I think it's really important.
Okay, it's all about the journey. I'm here with Marty Schmidt, the Provost of MIT. It's an honor. Glad to have you in Hong Kong. You're welcome back anytime.
Thanks very much.
All right, thanks. Andrew Work from NexChange, thank you. Hi, I'm Andrew Work live at the MEMSI program in Hong Kong for the January 2018 iteration. I am talking to Mr. Louis Chan, CEO and founder of Dragon Marts. He knows about product invention, product development, and getting it into the market, but he knows the MEMSI program. It's your fourth time here, Louis. What did you think of the quality of the 5 programs that you saw today?
I think they're outstanding, particularly if you consider the fact that these young people only got together 2 weeks ago. And they've had all of 2 weeks to accomplish all of this. So, I mean, the quality of the ideas, the quality of the presentation, and then the working prototypes that they managed to put together in this very short amount of time is absolutely impressive.
Okay, now if we're going to put you on the spot. If you had to pick 1 or maybe 2 of these programs that you would put in front of, let's say, friends of yours that were investors or maybe angel investors to see if they could take it to the next stage, were there any that really stuck out in your mind?
Yes. I like the food bite idea a lot. Okay. It's not one that I've seen a lot of, and it really is a lot of sort of this clumsiness of the smart fridge ideas that we've really been more exposed to, I suppose. But I mean, having said that, I think they're all winners. Obviously, when you're tossed with all the strangers in such a short period of time, the ideas tend to be smaller, and obviously they cannot be that well thought out. With given the limitation of business experiences of these young people and the very, very short amount of time.
A lot of late nights and risk taking.
Exactly. Just a lot of sleeplessness, and so these tend to be smaller ideas and probably not as bulletproof as you would see in real world business situations, where especially right now, there will be, I mean, you will need to have deeper tech, longer business model developments, and more iterations that will lead you somewhere. So we really have to take the presentations today in the context of how this is an exercise for young people to get used to this sort of innovation and creation process.
Fast, smart prototyping. I guess the next step is to get some money and go to the next stage, which you're very familiar with. I'm talking to Louis Chan from Dragon Marts. Thank you so much for coming down. The judges are deliberating, and we'll see what they think of these programs. All right, thanks. Hi, I'm Andrew Work of NexChange live at the MEMSI event for the January 2018. Right now, I am talking to Brian Yen, the Executive Director of the MIT Hong Kong Innovation Node. He opened this place up. Congratulations, by the way, Brian, on opening up an absolutely spectacular program. This is the 4th iteration of the MEMSI program. Specifically, you've been with each of these cohorts day and night, the many sleepless nights, working all day. Is there something about this cohort that's a little bit different when you bring these Hong Kong and these MIT students together? What can you tell us a little bit about it? Because you were there with them.
Wow, every cohort is slightly different. This particular one, they're all very bright. That's another thing. This particular one, it's the largest one that we ever had. Wow. And so, forming the team and stuff like that took a lot more work and a different kind of way of doing it. So each cohort, we work at things differently and look at how the cohort, how behavior work and how team building works and how each team gel together. Yep. And all that information is, this particular team gelled really well. So
sounds good. You've seen some of these, this is the 4th one you've done in Hong Kong. Are you seeing some of these programs move ahead? Like some of these people actually start to develop the products? I mean, the judges are deliberating right now on who's going to be the winner. But the real question is, do they go to market? Do any of these, do consumers actually get to buy some of these things?
Yes, actually we have at least 2 teams sitting at the Node right now, and after they graduated, they decided to turn them into real company. Wow. So they got accepted into various incubators. Some of them got professional incubator. They took the concept into incubations, and they're all going forward with it. And so some of this concept over here, our intent at the Node is really about incubating people, not necessarily about incubating companies, so that we don't expect them to go forward with the idea alone, but we expect them to go forward as well-educated people.
Okay, Brian, you're running a great program. You can hear the buzz, all around us here at the MEMSI program as the judges are doing their deliberation. Congratulations on pulling this together. It's absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, congratulations. Hi, I'm Andrew Work live at the MEMSI program here in Hong Kong at the Inno Center. Right now the judges are deliberating after seeing the presentations from the 5 MIT Hong Kong student cohorts. We're going to find out who the winners are. I'm talking right now to Anvil Ng. Anvil is the CEO of a company that provides motion analysis. They're called CWB Tech. That's right. For Clearwater Bay, where they're located. Anvil, you've been a mentor to these all 5 teams or one team?
The 2 teams.
2 teams.
2 teams, yes.
Okay, and which teams were you the mentor to?
I'm the mentor of the TruthLink.
Okay.
And the Breastfeed.
Okay. So when you were working with them, they were coming to you. What kind of problems did they have, and what kind of guidance did you give them?
Actually, normally they start from a very interesting angle, but they try to handle a very big problem all at the same time.
Right.
So actually, we are through our discussion and bring up the question. Yeah. We try to lead them to a smaller, precise question.
Okay, so don't try to deal with everything at once. Break it up into smaller chunks.
And actually, this is one of the paths that I think every startup we walk through with. Actually, the same for us at the very beginning.
Right. Okay. Was there anything you noticed in terms of the Hong Kong students and the MIT students? Are they different in any way about how they work together as a team, how they approach problems? Was there anything that struck you?
Actually, surprisingly, they have a very good matchup of 2 sides. They don't have the culture difference between 2, and they just merge together very smoothly. Okay.
Sounds good. Before we let you go, Anvil, I just want to notice, I love your name, your English name, Anvil, because MEMSI that we're at is the Entrepreneurship and Maker Skills Integrators. And in the old days, if you wanted to make something, you made it on an anvil. Yeah. So now we've got him here, a successful entrepreneur, and he's here providing guidance and mentorship to the students of the MEMSI program. Thank you very much, Anvil, for joining us. All right, and hopefully we'll have you back in the next round.
Yeah, see you later. Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Andrew Work, NexChange at the MEMSI program 2018. Hi, I'm Andrew Work from NexChange. We are here at MEMSI, January 2018 in Hong Kong, and I am talking to the faculty director of the MIT Innovation Node right here in Hong Kong, recently established. This is the 4th iteration of the program. Charlie, Sodini, you have been there for all of them. Really exciting. Can you tell me, what do you find, what have you noticed about these programs as they have developed? I'm sure there were things you noticed about MIT students and Hong Kong students the first time, but now you're on the 4th, can you share some of your observations about the students and how they work together?
I think the students always have been doing a good job of working together in terms of melding disciplines from engineering to business to design. They've also been good about having the Hong Kong students and others to be joining and working together. What I see different is actually, I think, the students teach us kind of how to do it, so I think the staff is actually getting better of being efficient about getting them to the end products that they want, and therefore they get further along each time.
So the students are different every time, but the mentors and the professors are actually upping their game every time.
Well, they're helping us up our game.
Okay, so maybe if 1 or 2 of these come out and turn into products, maybe 6 or 7 iterations from now, maybe they'll all turn into multi-million-dollar products.
Well, let's. I always say to that, look, it's all about education. We're really trying to educate the students in this entrepreneurship and making, and therefore, being able to do that, they can use this next year, now, or 20 years from now.
Yeah.
So it's just like what we give them at MIT or at the universities in Hong Kong. It's an education for the future.
Fantastic. Charlie Sodini, this is part of the MIT Magic. Thank you for bringing it to Hong Kong. We appreciate you guys bringing the program and the innovation node here. That's great.
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Andrew Work for NexChange at the MEMSI program. I think I hear the judges about to announce we might be able to squeeze in one more interview before the judges give us our winner for the MEMSI January 2018 program. Here we go. I can see our next person coming to have a few words with us before we go. We have Kelly Ma and Nicole Fung. They were in the high school version of this program. Today we've got all the university students in this MEMSI program, but you were in a high school version. Is that right, Kelly Ma?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Tell us about the program that you were in and how it's different from this program.
So actually the program requires us to form a team with the same problem space that we would like to look into, and we are trying to make some product to solve the problem space that we are interested in, and then afterwards we have to make some prototypes and presentation. So as to tell the judges what we are actually doing and then show them how our products are.
Okay, and were you two on the same team in the same program?
Yeah.
Okay, and what did you guys make?
Oh, actually our problem space is about stress management, and then we are trying to make a smart board called IFIN, which stands for Intellectual Affinity, and to help people to, it can be played with people, and then you can play music on it. It is linked to an app with different functions, and like, because we want to help people to relieve stress, and you can like play some relaxing song, find some places that we recommend to you, like coffee shop for you to relax and so on.
Okay, sounds good. Are you still working on the project?
Well, due to schoolwork, then probably it is stopped now, but then we will go on in future.
That's right. I'm sure whatever you learned, you can apply it to the next big project you want to work on.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you very much. That's great. Thank you for coming and talk to us live at the MEMSI program. Once again, we have Nicole Fung and Kelly Ma, who were in the high school version of the program right here at the MIT Innovation Node in Hong Kong. Thanks a lot, Kelly. Thanks, Nicole. All right. We're still waiting for the judges to come back and give us our final winners. And I think I see that Brian Yen, the director of the program here, he's got another speaker lined up to come and talk to us. I'd like to welcome Kate Vaishar. Kate, did I get that right? Yeah. All right, come right on over here. Kate, you were in one of the programs that we've got here today?
Yeah, I was actually the teaching assistant for this latest cohort.
Okay, sounds good. And as a teaching assistant, how did you work with the teams?
Yeah, so I was mainly a design consultant of sorts, helping them work through the design process, keep in mind their user ideas, working on the aesthetics of their PowerPoints, helping them make their prototypes. So really just helping them out wherever they needed it.
Okay, and did you find maybe that was an area where they weren't as strong as maybe the technical aspects, or how did you find the different teams in terms of their design thinking? You know, everybody thinks they're going to be the next Steve Jobs and have brilliant design, but they usually don't hit the mark. How did you think about them and how they approach design?
Yeah, so we actually had a really diverse group of students. So it turns out a lot of the marketing students and business students had a lot of design thinking, even if they didn't necessarily know the aesthetics of it. Whereas the engineering students were really great at the making aspects, but maybe missed the mark a bit on some of the, like, making a clear PowerPoint slide, for example. So really just helping even out all of their backgrounds and making sure that everyone could express their ideas in a way that was visually pleasing and easy to use.
Okay, you got to pick for the winner today as we wait for the final results to come in?
I'm impartial. I love all the teams. I've seen them from their first crazy ideas to their final beautiful prototypes, so I think they all did a great job.
Okay, you call your mom?
Not today, because she's asleep right now, but...
All right, we know what product you need. Okay, we'd like to say thank you very much to Kate Vaishar for coming to talk to us, and thank you for helping out the students in developing their projects. All right, thank you very much. Hey, we're live here at the MEMSI program. We're waiting for the judges to come in. We are just lining up the people that have been involved in this program, putting their heart and soul into it. I can see one of them I interviewed before. Philip O is going to come in and have a talk with us. All right, way to go, man.
Thank you, thank you.
So, you know, all 5 of those presentations are up. You know, you got to see them. What do you think of your guys' chances at this stage?
It's tough. I think they're all really, really good. I still have my fingers crossed. I think ours is pretty solid as well, so we'll see.
From some of the other projects that you saw, did you see something where you looked at something one of the other teams did and you thought, oh man, we should have done this, or we should have developed this more?
Well, no, I think in general you're just really impressed with kind of the level of depth they're able to identify with the customers, like just how intricate the solutions were to fit a specific need, and it really goes out to kind of like the work ethic they put to learn about the customers. So I think throughout all that, this is something I was really, really impressed with.
Yeah, work ethic's big. You guys, I'm sure, put in some sleepless nights.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and take a nap after this for sure.
How did you find the Hong Kong students were better at doing the sleepless nights? I mean, Hong Kong education's ferocious.
Oh no, I think we're on par with that as well. Yeah. But no, it was great though. It never felt that much like work. It just kind of felt like, hey, it's 4 a.m. We want to get this done. We're really passionate about this problem. Let's go and do it.
Okay, so you guys have been working for 2 weeks nonstop. You think you're going to be able to go out to 4 a.m. and try out the Hong Kong nightlife?
We'll try.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, it's pretty good. Fantastic. Well, good luck with your chances today. We're waiting to see what the judges are going to come up with. Philip?
Awesome. Thank you
Knock
so
him
much.
dead. All right, cheers. Andrew worked with NexChange. I'm here at the MEMSI program. We're still waiting for the judges to come back with the results. The tension is building. There's a buzz in the room. We're going to bring back another one of the people who presented earlier on today. Uvini is going to come and talk to us about how she feels about her chances now. Uvini. Hi. Hey, Uvini, what do you think of your chances now that you've seen all the presentations?
I feel confident, but it's really hard to tell because everyone was quite good.
Yeah. Did you see some of the other teams, and did you see like their presentations and think, oh, we should have done more of that, or we should have looked at this area, or, oh, we've got a bit of a hole in this. I hope the judges don't notice. Don't worry, they can't see this.
I think one of the things I was really impressed by was everyone's on-point demonstration. So starting off with Mamma Mia and their breast pump, it was really cool to see it in action, exactly how a mom would experience that.
Yeah.
And
No, I missed the first little bit. They didn't actually put a breastfeeding mother up on stage and.
no, they did not do that.
Okay.
I don't think the audience would have appreciated that, but they definitely showed what it would look like. So
Okay.
yeah, it was good.
Fantastic. And now, where do you see this going from here? Like, I mean, you met these Hong Kong students 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Where do you see it going in the future?
Absolutely, we're going to stay in touch because we made a really great team with very different skill sets. So at least within Hong Kong, within MIT, we'll continue to brainstorm potential ideas. We're not 100% sure if we'll continue with this one, but we've now got the team together. So
You guys weren't like cutting your hands for blood brother packs or anything like that.
exactly.
Okay, that would be maybe a step too far, right? Fantastic. Well, we'll look forward to hearing more about you guys and your team in a few minutes when the judges come out and present the awards. Good luck. Thank you very much. All right, thanks, Uvini. All right, we're bringing up all kinds of people who are coming to talk to us today. The brilliant scientists and engineers from Hong Kong and MIT that are competing. Angelica Kosasi is coming up to talk to us. Thank you very much, Angelica. You've seen all the teams present. How are you feeling? What do you think? Come in close.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Yeah, but I do think that a lot of the teams did put a lot of work and effort. I know some of them stayed up overnight for a couple of days. I think that the final products were really interesting, and I think we all made pretty interesting arguments, and we all looked and solved the problem space pretty well.
Did you guys have a point where you're like, we can't do this? It was just we've hit a roadblock, or you hit some kind of technical problem, and you really had to power through. Did you have some of those moments, or what do they look like?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially for our team, we actually initially came up with a product that was like a pressure sensing mat. It's to solve the same problem. It's just we found a lot of different roadblocks with that. Like sometimes, how do you make sure that this is something, and how do you know that these are apples, or how do you know these are containers? And so we actually went through a point where the entire day we were hit with a roadblock. Everyone was not smiling. Nobody was happy. We were all just trying to brainstorm as much ideas as we could, and that's how we ended up with the tagging.
So you started by having a mat on every level of the fridge, and then you decided to go to tags.
Exactly, that was our initial idea. And then we realized that a lot of the times you don't really need to label everything. You just need to keep track of things that are easily spoiled. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And that got you through. How did you get through that roadblock?
I mean, I guess primarily the time constraint, and also we were we can't give up. We have a pretty good team, and we have a lot of really good engineers, so we were trying to make it work as much as we can.
Okay. Well, congratulations to you guys. How do you feel about your chances now?
We think that we did pretty good, but we also think that a lot of the other teams did really well as well. So we're not sure, but let's see. We're excited.
Good luck, Angelica.
Thank you.
All right, sounds good. I think we got time for one more before the judges come back. I'd love to hear from Matthew Fong. Matthew.
Hi.
Hey, congratulations on getting your product out there, putting it in front of the judges, here at the MEMSI program. I want to ask you guys, you guys 2 weeks to power through this. Did you guys hit any roadblocks along the way? Did you have one of those moments where you're like, we don't know what to do, and you managed to just hammer it away? Or did you sleep on it? I mean, how do you get through those roadblocks? Or did you have them, and how did you get through?
We definitely had a roadblock because we had pivoted our idea. We started with sustainability and we tried to tackle with air pollution, but we came up with a lot of market research that air pollution, it's hard to solve in 2 weeks. So we kind of pivoted, and then we have 1 week and they crunched, and then so we came up with this idea that we want to capture the moment for our millennials. So all of the teammates has this idea. Yeah.
And you guys pulled it together. Congratulations, Matthew. Thank you very much. We're going live to the main stage now for the judges' results at the MEMSI program.
It's a very high quality of the project. So this is the 4th edition of the MEMSI program. And we were just talking about how amazing that this group of students actually practically only knew each other for 2 weeks.
Absolutely, strangers.
And
Strangers when we first met.
after 2 weeks, after 200 hours of very hard work together in Hong Kong and also visits to Shenzhen and working overnight maybe, and they came up with these amazing presentations and prototypes.
Absolutely. A lot of coffee helped, definitely. A lot of hard work from the teams.
Okay, so maybe with no further ado, shall we invite Elaine?
Yeah, Elaine Chen, our Curriculum Director of MEMSI and Senior Lecturer of MIT Sloan School of Management. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So you all know how little I like giving speeches, so this is not a speech. At MIT, we believe entrepreneurship and making can be taught, and we also believe in celebrating our students. I want to give a huge round of applause to our awesome cohort for 5 amazing projects. So you may or may not have noticed that we spent a long time deliberating, and it's practically a hung jury for a long time. I'd like to invite Peter Mark, Head of Incubation Programs of HKSTP, to come up and give us the result.
Thank you, Elaine. First of all, congratulations and welcome to Science Park. This is InnoCenter, it's part of Science Park. Welcome you all. But all of you 5 teams give us some headache. We have a very heated debate. And I hate to argue with people, especially with top martial artists, John with us. But I didn't give up. I tried to advocate my belief. The teams are very good, and especially I can see that there's a mixed team. Members from different disciplines. I think that's very important. Not just science, not just engineering, not just business, but everything together. So at Science Park, I'm also supporting entrepreneurship. We used to work for the past 20 years with engineering schools, medical schools, and science schools. And very recently, we start to work with business schools, design schools, and law schools. I think mixed team is important. I think this time we see the benefits of mixing teams from different disciplines. So in all these 5 teams, we see one very common characteristics. You guys get the right market, the right pinpoint, the right issue, and you try to get a good solution to them. And we have a very heated debate. And finally, we come up with a decision, which is a very tough decision. The winner is, am I going to announce it? Yes. The winner is, I can't remember the team name or the product name, right? Start with F-O-O-D. Food Bite.
Okay, Food Bite, come on up.
Yeah, congratulations. So I'll pass the mic to them so that you can have a few words, okay?
I just want to say thanks to everyone. This has been a great 2 weeks long of really intense learning, and it was great working with everybody on this team.
Do all of us talk? Yeah, but we just like to thank especially the mentors and also all of the teachers and everyone that helped and made the entire process really fun and really educational. We really did learn a lot from it.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Peter. We'd like to take this chance for a photo op with the judges.
With all the judges? May we invite all the 5 judges on stage to take a picture with the winning team, Food Bite.
Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So thank you, Angel and Leah. We have tabulated all the votes for the Audience Prize Award. Can anyone guess who won the audience vote? Okay, we're going to have Louis Chan, our chairman of the Keynote Advisory Board, to present the prize.
This is great. I can feel how much coffee you guys had. Because every time I come here, I get this huge jolt of energy from you young people. It's all that coffee draining towards us.
Great, and so the winner of the Audience Choice Award is Mamma Mia. Come on up, guys. And then Louis will present the prizes. Brian, do you want to come and explain these gifts?
So we thought we should get some innovative prizes. This one here is actually by an artist, designed by an artist from Japan. It's a musical instrument. When you slide up and down, change the tone, but when you squeeze it, it sings the tone. And we thought this is something interesting, fairly new, and it's very innovative.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you for the musical instrument. but yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I think we had pivoted a lot on our problem, and then we really went through a process. But I hope that everyone enjoyed all of the pitches today, and I think everyone did a good job. So yeah.
Great, thank you. Did you take a photo? Yes.
The judges too? This
Yes.
is not, this is a People's Award, so.
We can do the photo op later, but thank you. Great, a big round of applause for Mamma Mia. And finally, we're coming to an end. We'd like to invite our faculty director of the MIT Hong Kong Innovation Node, Charlie Sedini, and LaBelle Professor of Electrical Engineering at MIT to say the final closing remarks.
Thank you, Marina. Wow, it's been 2 weeks since these 15 students from MIT came on the plane here to join us. They come from engineering, design, and also from the business part of things, and they're spread in age from juniors to graduate students. They came here to meet their cohort and their friends from Hong Kong. They represented the same types of students, but they represented all 8 UGC schools, which was kind of amazing. We've never had that happen before. It is a merit-based application, so it's good to see that the spread of types of people we need to come together is what really makes MEMSI happen. What I would like to do is first just mention that there's another thing besides having this showcase that we like to do, and that is to keep you, the students, together as long as possible. So we have a set of Node alumni over 4 cohorts that are still communicating with each other, whether it's with the teams, whether it's across your cohort, or whether it's with other cohorts. We're building a network of over 100 people already and hope it grows as large as many thousands. So let's keep things going in terms of having students come together. Actually, what we've seen is students have continued their projects also. We've had a team where there was a team of people in the Node as well as at MIT communicating not just by Skype and so on, but communicating with 3D printers and equipment and sending files and building something here and there. And so it's kind of cool. And Alexi from Hong Kong U is now at MIT, and they've continued to work on this project for over a year. There's 4 or 5 other teams that have been keeping going on these projects, and so we'll see how things go. It's an educational program, but we can hope to see that some of these turn into something real at some point. So that's a challenge to you guys, but you sure stay together. That's so important to us. I'd also now like to go through and just thank a few people along the way that have been so important. First of all, our Provost, Marty Schmidt, thanks for taking the trip out to see us and see what's going on here at MEMSI. I really appreciate it. And I think we call him a distinguished alumni. I call him the most famous man in Hong Kong. John, thank you so much for coming and doing the opening. We have a tremendous staff that works to make this all happen, led by Brian Yen, our executive director. Thanks, Brian. We have a new person that has joined us just over the last few weeks, Leah Lin. And Leah had the chance to do a lot of different things for us during this program. When you needed something done, it got done fast. But she also had a chance to really assimilate the energy of MEMSI, and we look forward to her contributions over the future. So Leah, thank you. Marina Chan is, she does more than just MC. She's pretty good at it. So she has done a tremendous amount of things. And one thing she did this past August was she got a derivative of the MEMSI program working for high school students. And we're lucky enough to have many of those high school students here today and some of their teachers. So I'd like to give you guys a round of applause and maybe stand up and show who's here from the high schools. Yeah, stand up. Then there's a person that makes this whole thing happen. Angel Lai is one of the most incredible operations people I've ever met. So you think, you know, Angel does all the things you figure she'd do. She figures out how to get the food. She figures out how to get the venue, all these stuff. It's amazing. She carries way too many things in her head and just gets it done. But Angel does another thing for us. I think many of you know that we take a trip to Shenzhen and Dongguan with the students for a couple days. And she gets that organized, but she does much more than that. She actually sees these tours and so on. And some of you may remember that at some companies, the tour guide wasn't exactly showing the thing and giving you as much information as you wanted. So Angel just grabs a few of you and jumps in and explains what's going on with the various equipment and so on. So Angel's one incredible person. So thank you, Angel. You know, this program wouldn't have happened if it weren't for Elaine. And you know, I had this sort of cockamamie idea in my mind that we could bring people over from MIT and match them up with Hong Kong students, and they could do some entrepreneurship and making, and maybe that'd be pretty cool. But I had no idea how to do anything like it. Well, I was introduced to Elaine, who has done it all. You know, she was a startup person. She manufactured in Guangdong. and she's been successful with companies, and she works at the Martin Trust Entrepreneurship Center teaching on the business side of things. So, and she grew up in Hong Kong. I said, wow, I'm done. So Elaine has been the powerhouse behind this, and what was so important to me is we brought the ideas and so on that are taught at MIT, at the Trust Center, and also at the Project Manus, which is the making part of MIT, led by Marty Culpepper, and what we got from him are some of the teaching assistants. So Elaine, thank you so much. So teaching assistants, I mentioned, they are a very important part of the program, and we bring them not just from MIT, but also from Hong Kong. So we had Jake, who basically said to me the other day, I said, Jake, where are you going for lunch? He said, well, I'm going out with my old friends I met from my Node, from the Node cohort experience. So Jake, thank you. We had another student from HKUST, Jeffrey. And Jeffrey spent some time. And finally, Kate, who's worked with Elaine at the How to Make Things at MIT. Kate, thank you. Finally, you guys. Hey, you're amazing. I really enjoyed it. Good job. So to our friends and alumni here in the audience, thank you so much. As Marty said, your generosity with your time and your donations are important to make it happen. Keep them coming, and keep coming to support us at events like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Charlie. Now, in keeping with our MEMSI Showcase traditions, we all need to take a group photo. So, can we ask our key guide, Tone, would you mind going up? Sure, yeah. Thank you. Okay, we'll say MEMSI. Thank you, everyone. So that concludes our events. Thank you again to all our judges, our MIT alumni for all your support, mentors, and student teams for a great show. Thank you, everyone. And please help yourselves to food and beverage, and also more networking at the back with the team booth. Thank you very much.